Hello, and welcome to another edition of Let's Brew Some Tea. Today I'm going to be brewing a tea that just came in the mail. It's a second winter harvest from 2020. It's the Dong Pian. Cutting open the seal. I'm going to take a look at this tea. Very fresh. Just came in the mail yesterday from Taiwan. There we go. It's looking really nice. All right, guys, I'm gonna start going through some of the steps of brewing Gong Fu tea, my favorite way to brew tea. If you have a few minutes to brew tea, this is the best way to brew tea. And when I say a few minutes, I mean more like, maybe, we'll see. It's more like 8 minutes, hopefully, but it's probably longer than that. My water is already heated, and so now I'm adding this to the pot to give the pot a nice heat before we begin. I have 2 sharing pitchers lined up here just so that I know I'll have enough space to put all of the tea that I'm going to be brewing. And we'll add the tea. Tea is in the pot. Now our water is if there's ever any cloggage in the spout, I like to try and take care of it relatively quickly, but not rushing. Now we have the water from heating the pot, as well as the first infusion, the very short steep for the first infusion. And now I'll go ahead and use the water that I use to heat the pot, pour over, and to warm my cup, pour over the teapot. One US tea master suggested that we could use this method of pouring over the pot and then letting all the water evaporate off of it, and then till it becomes dry, and then pour over the pot again. And we could do that 3 times, and then we would know that it had been the right amount of time for brewing the tea. In my drinking cup here, and I'm going to go ahead and try out this first infusion. That's the actual drinking infusion here, the one that's steeped a little bit longer, and then that makes a nice amount of room in our sharing pitcher here so that we can add the next infusion. And now I'll remove the lid from the pot so I can take a moment to enjoy my tea. The faster I get you guys all turned on to this tea here, the more time I'm gonna save you with not knowing such a good thing exists. This tea has a little mustard green note to it. Highly appreciate it. It causes a sort of a puckering sensation from inside the mouth up toward the soft palate, through the soft palate toward the nose. So this is the first infusion here, and then this is the remainder of the first infusion combined with the second infusion, the awakening infusion. Now I'm going to bring the water temperature back up Try the Awakening infusion. Super vegetal and Awakening infusion. Very nice, so bright. Not so much tartness in the mustard. It has a nice soft and watermelon almost finish. All right. That's almost too good to cast aside. That's too good to pour out. Want to make sure that I have a place to put the tea before I start steeping the tea. Otherwise, because these brew times are pretty quick, if it's not ready, it will typically have a bigger chance to overbrew. And now also, because I brought the water right up to a boil, and it's hotter, and so now the brew time even needs to be, we have to be even more careful about the brew time and potentially make it a lot quicker. The other thing that tea is really great for is it seems to not only aid in relaxation, but also help with focus and creativity. So in a time like this, when there's so many uncertain things, sometimes we're going to be asking a lot of the creative part of ourselves to come up with some solutions. I feel like tea is inspiring, and it helps with regard to coming up with creative solutions to challenging problems. It doesn't always happen right at once. That's why a little bit of tea every day is a great way to proceed through life. A little bit of tea every day is a great way. I don't have anything else to say. Delicious. Let's drink some tea, y'all.